The Energy Secretary admits Rishi Sunak's North Sea oil expansion plans won't bring bills down. So what was the point of it, you guys? We're going to read into it from The Independent. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with an article from The Independent with the headline that the Energy Secretary has admitted that Rishi Sunak's North Sea oil expansion plans won't bring bills down. So why are we doing an oil expansion plan if it's not going to bring the bills down? What is the point of it? Someone please explain in the comments, why are we doing this? Oh right, we need to enrich the richest. Enrich the oil and gas companies. Yeah. And what about us, the normal, ordinary people who are struggling to pay bills? Oh, right. Yeah, we're irrelevant, apparently. Yeah. They weren't supposed to admit that, were they? The Energy Secretary has admitted that Rishi Sunak's flagship energy policy will not bring household bills down. Wasn't that... did not the Prime Minister say that he was going to bring energy bills down if he did the expansion? I'm sure he said that. It's not as if he would lie to us, guys. Oh, did he lie? Claire Coutinho was quizzed about the government's plans to expand the North Sea oil and gas exploration, expected to be announced in the King's Speech. The Prime Minister will declare the drive, which will invite annual applications for new licences to drill for oil and gas, protect jobs and boost energy security without adding undue burdens on households. But as families continue to grapple with sky-high energy bills, Mrs Coutinho admitted that plans wouldn't necessarily bring energy bills down. She said the measures were more to ensure security of energy supply, telling BBC Breakfast it wouldn't necessarily bring energy bills down. That's not what we're saying, but it would, as I say, raise a significant amount of money that would help us, for example, to fund public services and also fund transition into different forms of energy. For example, things like offshore wind and and solar energy, which would more broadly be and indirectly could help bring bills down. So wait a minute. You're saying it's not going to bring bills down, but it's going to fund into taxpayer money still, which in turn will go in towards wind and solar energy, which will in turn bring bills down, even though you just technically said that they're not going to bring the bills down. Am I as confused as you guys? Just sounds like a lot of waffle, doesn't it? So you're saying one thing and then you're switching it. I feel like we're being played here by the Energy Secretary here. Labour says Mrs Coutinho's admission that the government's energy measures would not necessarily cut household bills showed it has given up in trying to cut the cost of British families. Responding to Mr Coutinho's comments, her opposition number, Labour's Ed Miliband, said, "It is a stunning admission from this government that, during the worst energy bill crisis in generations, their flagship King's Speech energy policy won't even take a penny off energy bills. The Conservatives are so out of touch that they have even they've even given up trying to bring down energy bills for British families." They don't care. How many times have we talked about this? They just don't care, really, to be fair. Instead, they will hand billions of taxpayer subsidies to the oil and gas companies, making record profits, undermine our energy security and contributing to climate disaster. Only Labour can bring down energy bills once and for all by investing homegrown clean power that we can control in Britain. Under plans to be unveiled this week, the government will legislate to ensure new licences will be awarded every year despite pledges to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2050, which is something I don't think is going to happen, if I'm honest. The government says the change will boost energy security, reduce dependence on hostility foreign regimes and give the industry long-term confidence. The move is part of a wider Conservative strategy to open up dividing lines with Labour under Sir Keir Starmer, who has promised to halt new oil and gas licences. Yeah, sure. Sure, guys. How confident are you? I'm not very confident. I'm not very confident whatsoever. I just think it's a lot of hogwash from the Energy Secretary and from the Conservative government when they say that the oil expansion is going to bring bills down. But then she was quoted saying in there, well, technically it's going to go to public funding money that will go towards wind and solar, which will then bring the bills down. And I'm just like, wait a minute, you just said they weren't going to bring the bills down. So, you're saying one thing, they're going to go the other. I'm very confused.com. Yeah, sounds like a lot of hogwash, but this oil expansion is not necessary, it's not needed, and it's against everything that we're trying to do in terms of climate. And all this oil expansion is doing is about feeding the rich and the powerful with more enriches that they don't need, causing more damage to our planet that we don't need to do either. Everyone is just being ignored. We need that general election, don't we, guys? What do you make of the hogwash of the Energy Secretary saying that the oil expansion plans won't bring bills down, but technically will bring bills down if we use that money to invest in public service? If that money will go into public services, which will go into in wind and solar, but technically will bring the energy's bills down, even though it may not bring the energy's bill down. If you're just as confused as I am when I'm saying this, then I'm glad you are in agreement with me. Let me know what you honestly think. Hit the like button, be greatly appreciated. Share across social media and hit that bell notification icon, guys, so you'll be notified of when I go live. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.